Good afternoon, kind sir. What are you up to?
Planting the tomatoes.
The tomatoes?
We are getting close to finishing up the garden. We got the 2 last rows. And since the weather got so nice and warm, we have 27 degrees today. Which was a hot, torrid day of summer. So yeah, we're pretty excited. We're pretty hopeful. We got pegs like this to make sure the tomatoes grow nice and straight and they have support. We got quite a few plants. I'm actually quite hopeful. Just wanted to illustrate here the method by which we will be planting them. If you want to come close, I'll show you. We did a little bit of research. I am about to tell you the method that we've concluded we're going to use to plant the tomatoes. We did an extensive research on it, and I think, in my opinion, that we picked the best options, the best choices out of all of the research that we've done. We're trying to combine everything together, try to get the maximum efficiency for our tomatoes and to have the best fruit. As you all know, we have short seasons here, so we want to expand. We want to make sure that we get a good harvest out of the short duration of time that we have. So that we decided to start right from plants. We didn't do seedlings this year, so we just bought the tomato plants and we're now transplanting them. Now, we had some amazing church friends who planted some tomatoes themselves, and then we watered them occasionally. And now we have the amazing plants that are about to be transplanted. Some people have said that the absolute best method would be trenching, but at the same time planting them as deep as you can, because the tomato plant themselves, and I'm going to show you guys over here, if you want to come in closer, have little hairs like this, which means that this will now grow roots. So what we do, we break those leaves, try to get as much root as possible on the plant themselves. Obviously we gotta break all the leaves because those might rot and then we cause disease. And then the leaning method, so like I said, the best way would be to plant it all the way deep up to here, and that would generate this much root on the plant. But that would work in an area where you have perfect soil this far deep, like 12 inches deep, which is hard to find, especially in our area. We have a lot of clay. Now, going back to the trenching method, where you build a trench and then you put so the idea of a trench is when you water it, all the water will drain into the trench and the plants will have constant water. And since we have clay here, the water should stay there for a long time before it drains down into the ground. So the trenching method would work, but we can't go too deep. So in our situation, we're going to lean them. The way that works, you put them like this, and that will start creating roots in this part of the plant. We'll solidify it, and then there is a little strain. It will take longer time to actually consolidate, but once it's consolidated, it will be a very solid. The idea is the more roots, the more nutrients you can grab from the soil all around it. So that's what we're trying to aim for. So that's it. We're just leaning like this against this peg here, and it should now go straight. Once you do that little bend, and it is a bit of a strain on the plant initially, once you do that, and it's basically like a foot in the ground, really well rooted down, and obviously I'm going to water it. Lots of water when we plant them. You also do not want to have the leaves touching the dirt, because that will cause the leaves to wither and maybe get disease. Right, we're using topsoil because we want the best type of soil for our tomatoes. And then, you know, because the clay, as you can see, holds the water, this one will be good holder of the water, the soil. And that should be the perfect environment. Considering breaking this leaf so that only the best of the best make it out. And that's pretty much the plan for all of them. I think we have about 30 plants or so, and that should give us a pretty nice harvest, I hope. Roots cannot be exposed, so I gotta make sure I have enough dirt. And as the plant will go, we'll keep bringing good soil and make sure that it's healthy and watered constantly. That's it. We'll get back to you once we got it all done and in the ground. Got a few more plants of tomatoes, and on that last row we're gonna put peppers. From the end of this row here we started with miscellaneous Brussels sprouts, some kale, some salad and beans that we're going to have growing on some bamboo sticks that I found. And moving on here, we have some Brussels sprouts, and then we have about 10 peppers that we planted. We're really hopeful about the peppers this year. We finished off the rest of the tomatoes. We had 4 extra plants. In total, we have 30 planted tomatoes. This is that row of tomatoes. Last overview of the garden. Sunflowers all around, peppers, miscellaneous, tomatoes. This is onions, and we made 2 rows, about 10 inches apart, and on a bit of a raised bed, as you can see. And yeah, we're hopeful. After that, we have bush beans on this row, the entire bush, about, I think it was about 30 plants of beans, and then 4 rows of potatoes that should give us a pretty nice harvest. And this is it. This is our garden. This was fun. Looking forward to all the weeds that we're gonna have to take apart and cut down. It's gonna be fun. All the watering. Thank you for watching.